They're so cute, and you can make all different kinds of shapes. They're super delicious, super easy, super fun. You should definitely try them. Go out and get yourself a cookie press if you don't have one. To start off with, obviously you need to make a dough, and it's really simple. It's like 6 ingredients. 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, this recipe, because I'm making spritz cookies and I want them to really nicely hold their shape, does not have any baking powder in it. You'll notice when you go to the recipe on the site that it does have baking powder. That's for other variations. You're gonna wanna leave it out for this recipe. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whisk together. Those are your dry ingredients. In my mixer, I have 2 sticks of butter, and to that, add 1 cup of sugar, and you just want to cream it until it's light and fluffy. Okay, let's see. This is the only leavening that you're getting. The creaming is going to lighten it just a little bit because there's no baking powder in it, so you want to make sure you do a good job here. Then you want to add 1 egg. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna add those at the same time. Beat to combine. And then you can add your flour. Well, it's flour and salt, really. Once the egg is fully combined into the butter mixture, then you can add your flour. And because it's cookie dough and you don't need to add it in increments, you can just add it all at once. When I was a kid, these were my fave. And so whimsical, right? Because they come in all kinds of shapes. You can make Christmas tree shapes and wreaths, and I just love to look at there's like a little diagram that comes on the inside of the box so that you know what the shapes are. The last few bits you can shape by hand. But this is your dough. It's very simple. And this dough can also be made into rolled and cut cookies, into like little ball cookies. Like, it's really, really, really versatile. If you go on the website at marthastewart.com and look up this recipe, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so this is your dough. You don't need all of it to put in your machine. Give it a few kneads. You want it to be really, really soft to work in a cookie press like this. And then you can get it into your press. Let me show you how this works, because, well, I mean, each press works slightly differently, but what you have is like a cylinder that gets filled with dough, and it gets pressed through this little die, and you fit it on, and you just hold it in place with a little ring. There you go. And then you put the dough in here. So the dough's gonna come out of the little holes, and it makes these different shapes. This is the wreath shape. Place it directly on an unlined, ungreased baking sheet, and then just press. It might take a couple of presses to get the dough to come out. There you go. See that? That's beautiful. Get your oven preheating to 350 degrees, and if you want to, you can change the die anytime you want while you're making the cookies. You just take this off, remove that one, and put this one in a tray. All right, guys. So when your cookies are cool, they have to be completely cool, then you get to do the fun stuff, which is the decorating. I'm gonna use 2 different glazes today. One is a citrus glaze, which I'm gonna make. You need some citrus zest, a couple teaspoons, in 3 cups of confectioner sugar, and make sure your sugar is sifted. If it's lumpy, then your glaze is lumpy, and it's really difficult actually to get the lumps out. So I like to make sure it's nice and sifted, and pretty much do it right before I start whisking. Otherwise it could lump up again. You can do this with lemon. Lemon and orange are my 2 favorite. Lime, lemon. Grapefruit doesn't work as well. The flavor doesn't come through that well through all the sugar. Whisk that in, and then for shininess, add a couple tablespoons of corn syrup, like 3 tablespoons. And then your citrus juice. So today I'm using orange. Like I said, lemon works well, lime works well. And you want a glaze that is thin but coaty. Is that a term? Thin but coaty? You may use up to 6 tablespoons of juice. You may not need all of it. You may need a little bit more. So make sure you have enough on hand. This actually seems good. Now what you can do is just dip your cookies. What I like to do is this. I have a rack here. I have some cute little decorations, some sprinkles, I don't even know what kind of sprinkles these are, but they're super adorable. Crushed peppermints and Red Hots. I also have some melted white chocolate. So these are really great for dipping. So just take your cookies and you can dip them. I just like to hold my cookie and then just dip it directly into the glaze. Lift it up and let some of the glaze drip off. Turn it right side up and then put it onto the cooling rack. You can do the exact same thing in white chocolate. I'm gonna shake off the excess so that you really get the shape of the cookie, because what's so great about these cookies is their sort of molded shape. Then if you want to, you can further decorate them by putting a little Red Hot up in the corner, like a little holly berry. And then you just let them sit until they're dry. Cute. You can really go crazy and do whatever you want. Like, I'm gonna pretend these are little Christmas decorations and I'm putting them on my wreath. I'm going with the hot pink palette because I'm a hot pink kind of girl. But this is the fun part, and people can get really, you can be as involved or casual as you want. Kids really like doing this. Brings out the inner kid in me, I can tell you that. And with the white chocolate and the citrus glazes on these, they taste even more delicious than just plain. Sprinkle the edge of this one with a little bit of peppermint. You get the idea, right? It's sort of up to you how you decorate them. Have as much fun as you want. Get as creative as you want. I don't know about you, but I feel like I need to taste this. So even though this isn't set and even though it's not decorated, I'm gonna give it a try. Do I get white chocolate on myself? It's so good, so simple. Get a bunch of decorations,